Now we will discuss about chromosomal theory of inheritance. Here, earlier we had studied that genes are responsible for the inheritance of character, but according to this theory, the chromosomes are responsible for the transmission of characters. This theory was given by Sutton and Boveri in 1902. Due to advancement of the microscopy, they learned the behavior of chromosome. They saw the cell division through the microscope, the behavior of the chromosomes, how they are behaving, how they are segregating, how they are entering in the gametes, and on that basis they had given this theory, that is chromosomal theory of inheritance. And they tried to show the parallelism between the genes and the chromosomes. Here they told that chromosomes and genes both are present in pair. Like genes have alleles which are in pair, at the same way chromosomes are also present in pair, that is known as homologous chromosomes. Then both of these chromosomes, homologous chromosomes, and both of these alleles of genes, they segregate, that means separate, during the gamete formation, during the anaphase of meiosis 1, and they become separated on only single allele or single chromosome will enter into the gamete. Now all these, both these, that means chromosome as well as allele, both of them independently enter into the offspring, and they will they are responsible for the phenotype as well as genotype of that particular offspring. In this way we can see that alleles and the chromosomes, genes and the chromosomes showing the same type of behavior, parallel in their behavior. That's why it is known as chromosomal theory of inheritance. So we can say that not only gene, chromosome is also responsible for carrying the characters from one generation to other, and this is known as chromosomal theory of inheritance. Now, rediscovery of Mendel's law. Mendel published his laws in 1965, but that time it was unrecognized because their communication method, then their use of the mathematical statistical analysis, at that time the microscope was also not so advanced. So due to that reason, that time their theories was not recognized by any scientist, and he was died in frustration. Now in 1900, during 1900, three scientists, De Vries, Correns and Tessermar, again rediscovered his theory, and they have done experiment on different organisms, and they found that at that time the microscope was also advanced, so that they are able to see the behavior, cell behavior through the microscope. On that basis, and then they found that whatever the result they found, that was just similar to the result given by Mendel's earlier. And then they have published these three laws in 1900 in the name of, in honor of Mendel's, and that's why it is known as Mendel's law of dominance, Mendel's law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. Now in this class we will discuss about the linkage and recombination in this chapter. Now what is linkage? It is the inheritance of genes of same chromosome together, or to retain their parental combination in subsequent generation. According to recombination theory, there should be 50% in the new generation, 50% parent-like and 50% new type, that is recombination, should be there. But in so many cases we can see that the total 50-50 is not there. That means in place of 50%, more than 50% is towards the parental side, and less than 50% towards the this recombinant side. That's why then it is known as linkage. That means genes are not separating properly, and then those genes which are present on the chromosomes, which are not separating, not segregating, that is known as linked genes. So they retained in the parental combination only, in place of, instead of, they should enter into the recombinant type. Then it is known as linkage. For example, Morgan has done a lot of experiment on the Drosophila melanogaster, the fruit fly, and one of the example is here. That is, Morgan carried out dihybrid cross in Drosophila melanogaster. He took the female with yellow body and white eye, and the male was having the red eye and brown body. Then that should be 50-50, but the result which he found after the second filial generation was 98%, 98.7%, that is parental type, and 1.3% only recombinant type. In this way, we'll discuss some more examples through the diagram. Now, recombination. Recombination occurs in the meiosis of the meiosis 1, and the meiosis 1 have the 5 stages. During that crossing over, the recombination takes place. That means exchange of the chromosome. Some part of chromosomes are exchanged, and that's why they enter into the gamete, and hence the variation occurs, recombination occurs. Now, the process of exchange of genetic segment between non-sister chromatids of two homologous chromosomes, and this is known as recombination. This was Stewart, one of the scientists, and used this frequency of recombination for the mapping of the chromosome. They measures the distance between the genes present on the chromosome, and that was helped in measuring the gene, and this is very, very important for the Human Genome Project. The gene mapping is used nowadays in Human Genome Project for mapping the length of the chromosome, what is the length, size, all these things can be done through this. The chromosomal theory of inheritance explains that the chromosomes are responsible for inheritance of characters. According to Mendel, the alleles of the genes are responsible for inheritance, but Sutton and Boveri has given this chromosomal theory of inheritance, and they shown that the chromosomes and genes are parallel to each other, how they are behaving. Like chromosomes are always present in pair in diploid cells, just like the genes. The pair of alleles are present in genes in the diploid cells, just like here also the homologous chromosome gets separated during meiosis, and similarly the alleles also get separated during the meiosis and enters into the gamete single. Now, during fertilization, they restores the chromosome number, that means to diploid condition. That means after fusion of the gametes, just like alleles comes in pair, in the same way chromosome also get diploid. That means they will fuse together to form, they will come together and form the diploid condition. Now, the chromosomal theory of inheritance claims it is the chromosome that segregates and assorts independently. Just like the genes, according to Mendel, the genes the alleles get separated, segregated and assorted during the inheritance characters. Just like here, the chromosomes are responsible. They are also segregating and they are independently assorting during the gamete formation and formation of offspring. In this way, chromosomes behave parallel in the form of alleles as well as genes. Here we can see the concept of linkage and the linkage mapping. That means the genes which are present on the pair of genes which are present on the chromosome, and they are not segregating or separating during the meiotic cycle, and they are transmitting together. So, such case will not give rise to the recombinant type, and that's why the genes which are present and they are not separating is known as linked genes, and the phenomena is known as linkage. Actually, the recombinant type and non-recombinant type, parental type, should be 50-50%, but due to the linkage, the ratio of parental type is more than 50%, and ratio of the parental type will more than 50, and recombinant will be less than 50%. This linkage mapping, that means due to this presence of genes on this chromosome, we can map the chromosome. It is helping in the chromosome mapping phenomena. This figure is explaining the chromosome theory of inheritance. Here we can see how the chromosome replicate during meiosis. The homologous chromosome get segregated, and then they enter into the gametes, and after the fusion they restores the diploid condition.